sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game.
Great game in store for y'all.
And it's coming up next on Madden Football.
Let's go.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League finds us in the Hoosier State at Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Good to have you with us. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson with you. You know, partner, fantasy football doesn't take into account the guys close to the football, the guys at the line of scrimmage. This is one where our eyes are going to be focused on that battle in the trenches all game long.
Mike, it doesn't matter if it's Pee-wee football, middle school football, or NFL football. You can only do offensively what your offensive line allows you to do. And I think that's exactly the case for both of these teams here today. They are going to win or lose based on the ability of gaining an advantage in the offense and defensive line. So I think we're going to see downhill run game. I think we're going to see play action pass. And the team that's able to impose their will up front along the trenches, I think that's going to be the team that finds himself at the end of this one coming out with the win.
And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Colts offense going to take the field here for the first time. They're led by their man at quarterback out of the University of Florida. It's Anthony Richardson.
Mike, when you look around the league, there's just not a lot of quarterbacks that look and can play to the style of Anthony Richardson. He can make every throw on the field. He's big. He can run for power, run with speed. As he continues to iron out some of those flaws from coming out of college, he lost his rookie season to injury. Here in year two, I wouldn't be shocked by year end if he's a household name.
Now he'll run. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Richardson. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
Off the play fake, it's Richardson. That's the tight end, Mo Alley Cox.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sit and duck for this pass rush.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Throwing, Richardson. He'll try and get there on the ground. Looks like we have an injured Colt on that play. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Matt Gay on now for the Colts field goal try. This one from 52 yards away. Gay's kick is good. And the Colts will take a 3-0 lead.
And that's a good drive right out of the gate. They're able to make some plays, move the ball down the field. I know they didn't get a touchdown, but that is a good positive result.
3 points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. Here comes Amir Abdullah on the return. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, drafted back in 2019 out of Washington State. It's Gardner Minshew.
I don't know about you, Mike, but my biggest takeaway from our meeting with him was just how important it is that they get off to a fast start. He made it very clear. They wanted to put their opponent on their heels right from the jump. So I think early in this game, they're going to come out swinging right from their opening whistle.
The first run for Alexander Madison. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. Throwing is Minshew. A throw left side, but it's incomplete. Michael Mayer, the tight end, was targeted with that one. 3rd down coming up.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up, and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
A fair catch called for and made just beyond their own 15. The Colts offense ready to get going with their 2nd possession. They had the field goal on the opening drive to take the early lead, see if they can improve on it here. 3-0 is our score, and it's 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Open man, that's Alec Pierce. And they'll mark him down up beyond the 30.
One of the things that makes him one of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike, is his ability to create separation downfield. He makes it so easy for his quarterback to not only find him, but to constantly create a nice throwing window like he did right there.
Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up 1st and 10. They're going to motion the tight end over here. On the ground for the first time, here comes Jonathan Taylor. What more could you ask for on 1st down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short. Now Flacco. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5.
Good decision by the quarterback. In this situation, all you're looking to do is have a positive play. He decides to pull it, and that's exactly what he's able to do.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Here's Flacco. He'll check this one down to Taylor. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that will be a bit of a letdown.
That one complete to Pierce. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Every team in the league practices these situations every single day. That's a critical 3rd down, Mike. So now with this fresh set of downs, they got to just take a deep breath. Now you're really not so much playing against your opponent as much as you are playing against this clock.
Flacco. It is brought in the end zone. Michael Pittman. Touchdown, Colts.
Now remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end, and they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. His kick is good, and the Colts are out to a 10-0 lead. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. On the return is Dylan Laube. Ho-ho! He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Raiders offense ready to see what they can do on their 2nd possession. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground, and here's Madison. And a pickup of 3, or maybe 4. That's E.J. Speed getting in there to make the tackle. Here's 2nd and 6. Now it's the veteran, Amir Abdullah. They converge on him quickly. He'll only get a couple. Kenny Moore there to make the play. Here now, 3rd and 5. They'll try and throw with Minshew. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Bowers. 14 yards on that pass play there. Good for a Raider 1st down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
Now Madison. And he'll get forward for about a yard. Kenny Moore there to make the play. Here's 2nd and 9. The shotgun, a throw for Minshew. That's caught by Bowers. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
They'll run up the middle. It's Madison. And he's going to be close to that first down. Looks like he made it past the yellow line. Yes, he did. It is indeed a first down.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
And he'll get maybe a yard. That's it. Latu there to bring him down. Here's a 2nd and 9. On the draw, here's Madison. And he is planted in the backfield. Defenders crashing through, blow up that play behind the line.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
To the air on 3rd down, it's Minshew. And that is incomplete.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
Here's A.J. Cole now. He'll punt for the 2nd time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. So that one's going to land out of bounds, and the official's going to mark it right at the 20-yard line. The Colts offense make their way out to take over once more. They've got the 10-0 advantage here early, and they'll see if they can add to it. Beginning on this drive, 1st and 10. Throwing, Flacco. He'll get that to his tight end. That's Jelani Woods.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. On the ground, it's Taylor. He'll inch forward for maybe a yard. Robert Spillane spills him there. They don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. He's going to try to pick up the first down with his own read.
Sometimes, Mike, the best plan is also the simplest plan. And for this team, just snap the ball to your quarterback, let him find some daylight, and go get that first down himself.
So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. They'll work the middle here with Taylor. And he'll take this up past the 40, a pickup of 5. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Here's a deep shot for Pierce. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
So the defense comes out in a cover 2 shell. And what that means, Mike, is the 2 safeties are going to split the field in half. One guy has one half, and the other guy has the other. There are abilities to get down the middle of the field, especially if you have speed. But really where you can attack it is they don't have enough guys to defend all of the underneath zones. And if you run the right concepts with the right quarterback, you can pick them apart.
They get 12 yards on that pass. First down, Indianapolis.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. And this one is caught by Pierce. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Zone read, it's a give to Taylor. And the defense right on that. I don't know if keeping would have done any better. No gain on that one.
Just watch the speed of the pursuit out of this safety on this tackle, Mike. His ability to play from depth and attack the line of scrimmage and meet that ball carrier in the hole and keep him to no gain. You don't see a lot of safeties able to make that tackle in the open field. That's pretty impressive.
And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
The offense is trying to stretch the field vertically. They're trying to put as many receivers into the coverage deep as possible. But you know what you need? You need time. You need to allow those guys to get downfield. But when you have a pass rush like this, they don't let that time unfold, and that pocket collapsed and results in a sack.
So, on 4th down, the Colts send out Rigoberto Sanchez to punt. Deep for the Raiders, it's Trey Tucker. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. They'll begin with 1st and 10. The drive starts with a run by Madison. He'll bring this up to the 22. Julian Blackman comes up from the safety spot to bring him down. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. On the ground, Abdullah. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line.
This is a guy who's been doing it at a high level, Mike, for a long time. Not too many running backs finding success in the NFL past the age of 30. That's usually when they kind of ride off into the sunset, but as always, there's the exception to every rule.
A run here with Abdullah. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. That's Juju Brents in on the tackle. On 2nd down, here comes Madison. And he's not going to outrun the defense. They push him back out of bounds, a loss of a couple.
As the ball continues to get wider, the boundary almost becomes like having a 12th defender, and that's exactly how the defense used it here. Continue to push that back wide until he had no choice but to just go out of bounds.
Marshall is on the move. Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. He's going to let one go, looking for Myers. And he will score. Jacoby Myers. Touchdown, Raiders. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
Daniel Carlson on to attempt the extra point. He's got it, and the Raiders are on the board. It's 10-7. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. Josh Downs now on the return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Here's the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over once more. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. To throw is Flacco. That's to the left side and taken in by Downs. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. 10-7 is the score. We'll come back to Indianapolis in a moment. Second down and 8. A give up the middle to Taylor. And he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for this. It's Taylor. And he's going to have enough for the first down. They'll mark him up at the 39-yard line. Here's Flacco to throw. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Taylor gets it out of the pistol. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. Richardson gonna look to throw. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
Here's Rigoberto Sanchez now. He's on for the 2nd time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Raiders offense and Jacoby Myers set for their next drive. This will begin at their own 13-yard line, so work to do starting with this 1st and 10. On the give, this is Madison. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. From the gun, here's Minshew. And he kept that play alive as long as he could, but the rush eventually gets to him and takes him down.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Here's Minshew. Now he'll air one out. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Colts offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll begin with terrific starting field position. It gets going with 1st and 10. Now Richardson. That one into the hands of Downs. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Now it's Richardson. He'll keep it, and that'll be a gain of 2 and a 1st down.
You know, Mike, early in my time in Carolina, we were kind of on the forefront of this NFL zone read revolution. Cam Newton, one of the best to ever do it. I have seen up close and personal, when you run the zone read the right way, it is a nightmare for a defense to defend.
Richardson will give it to Taylor. And he'll get 6 on this one, moving it inside the 40-yard line. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. They'll go play action. It's Richardson. This throw right side, pulled in by Pittman. He had their lone touchdown of the game earlier, and he comes through with the catch and a 1st down in this spot.
We spent so much time talking about these receivers. How fast do they run, Mike? How high do they jump? But so often, the guys that have the most success in the NFL, it's the mental part of the game. It allows them to create separation, find soft spots in the defense, attack.
Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Off the play fake, it's Richardson. And he's going to somehow manage to get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. It'll be 3rd down.
Having a dominant pass rush so often translates to wins. But that's hardly been the case here, Mike, and they're able to add another sack to their total before half, and that's great. But somehow they still find themselves trailing, and that's the only thing that matters.
3rd and long. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. He'll try to run for it.
The defenders knew a pass was coming. They had their ears pinned back here on 3rd down, but they initially allowed him to escape the pocket and make a break for it, but give them credit. They recognized the scramble quickly, rallied to the ball, stopped him short of the 1st down.
Matt Gay coming on for this field goal try. This will be a 38-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Colts will extend their lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
After the field goal, back out is Gay to kick this one off. Laube now to return it. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to get back at it. The deficit, 6 points. So a touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing is Minshew. He'll get this complete to his tight end Bowers. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
They'll run Abdullah. Took that one outside, waiting for that cutback lane, but it never developed. No gain on the carry.
Heck of an effort by this runner, Mike, just to get back to the line of scrimmage. I think most backs around the league, that play would have resulted in a loss, but not this guy. Continued to fight, continued to do everything he could to prevent the loss, but it still stopped for no gain.
Minshew to the air on 2nd down. He'll push this one downfield for Bowers. That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the...
Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down.
Well, calling play action in that situation, that's certainly one choice. I mean, I don't know if it's the conventional choice. That is a passing situation all day. Nobody's biting on play fakes, even a little bit.
On comes the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Colts offense ready to see what they can do. They work with a 6-point advantage as they start this drive on 1st and 10. Richardson operating from the pistol. And they're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line.
The defense is going to have to come up with a plan for this quarterback using his legs, Mike, or it's going to be a long day. They knew coming in he was a threat, but I'm not sure they thought he would be this effective this early.
So, 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, Richardson. That's the tight end, Mo Cox. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Second down and 3. On play action, Richardson. Catch made. That's Woods. And he'll get about 5 here as he's out of bounds with a 1st down.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
He'll take this forward for about a yard at best. That's John Jenkins, the big defensive tackle, swallowing him up. They'll go again here with Taylor. That's a short pickup to about the 47. Trayvon Merrick up to make the tackle. Third and 5. Throwing, Richardson. That's over the middle and take it in. He's got it.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. A run with Taylor. He'll work forward for a couple. Marcus Epps up from the secondary to make the tackle. On 2nd down, Richardson. And that'll be batted down and incomplete.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
From the gun on 3rd down, Richardson. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he's going to go into the end zone on an electrifying run. Anthony Richardson, touchdown, Indy. That one is going to hurt the defense. He's looking to throw, can't find anyone, takes off, and Greggy takes it the distance for an exciting touchdown run.
And these are the plays, Mike, that just drive defensive coordinators crazy. You have all of his targets covered up, nowhere to go with the ball, and next thing you know, he gets out of the pocket, takes it all the way with his legs. He's just as dangerous with those feet as he is with his arm.
The extra point by Gay is good. And the Colts add on one more as they extend their 2nd quarter lead. So, after the touchdown, here's Gabe to kick this one away. Laube now to return it. Yeah! He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense about ready to take over once more. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. Minshew gonna look to throw. He's going nowhere. Losing yardage on that play.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
They're going to go play action now with Minshew.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback, just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
3rd and long. The shotgun, a throw for Minshew. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction.
And he looks up and he's taken down right away. Maybe fortunate just to hold on to the ball, as he was tackled immediately after hauling that one in. The home team's offense and Anthony Richardson getting ready for their next drive. And this defense has to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in the first half that has really given them fits. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Now, faking the give.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
Now it's Taylor. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. Robert Spillane spills him there. Here comes 3rd and 6. Richardson to throw. That pass sideline is caught. Nice catch, stays in bounds. And he's got the 1st down. Terrific job with the feet to make that one a grab.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
On 1st down, it's Richardson. Quick throw here is complete, and he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. Here's 1st and 10. Richardson. He's got a man wide open. The tight end complete. That long one's going to bring them 1st and goal. He is brought down at the 5-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Well, here's the chance to cap off a great half. They have it 1st and goal. To throw, it's Richardson. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Anthony Richardson, touchdown Indianapolis. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
The extra point by Gay is good, and the Colts are able to extend the lead. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Laube now to return it. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. He completes it to Marshall. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. They'll have a first down. It's a gain of 28.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Minshew. That's a short one, caught by Bowers. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Now Minshew. Now he'll run it. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. On first down, here's Minshew. That's to the right side and caught by Bowers. And he's into the end zone. Brock Bowers. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg, could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
Carlson's kick is good. And the Raiders are able to cut into the deficit. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. On the return, this is Downs. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. Here's Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense heading back for their next possession. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with first down. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. This one intercepted. Picked off by Jack Jones.
And this is going to go down as a pick, but it really was the pressure defensively that caused the interception. I mean, he was a little sloppy with his fundamentals, but I think it's as a result of the guy in his face led to that ball kind of sailing, inaccurate throw, and that's just really good team defense.
The visitors' offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. They can get back into this quickly now. Very short field ahead. It is 1st and 10. Back is Minshew. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
Throwing on second down is Minshew. That's over the middle and intercepted. It's the linebacker, E.J. Speed.
Every once in a while, Mike, you see a quarterback predetermine before the snap where they're going to go with the ball, and I think that was the case here. He told himself, I'm throwing the ball to him no matter what, and it ends up being a costly mistake.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. So we have reached the intermission in what is right now a 13-point game. As we'll get you down to Orlando now. That's where the coach is, Jonathan Coachman, and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score wins.
All right, Coach, second half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground, and here's Madison. And let's give him about 4 on that one. Zaire Franklin that time, there for the tackle. Here's 2nd and 6. To throw, Minshew. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
Early in this drive, they're trying to establish some offensive rhythm, but now after that 2nd down sack, really puts them in a must-pass. You don't want to be in 3rd and long very often in the NFL. It's not a very high percentage conversion rate, and with the danger of a 3-and-out, they better hold up here in pass protection.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Minshew. Here's a screen set up for Madison. They get 14 out of the screen, and it's a 1st down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. Straight ahead, here's Madison. And not a whole lot going to come from that one. Only to about the 39. Here's a 2nd and 9. Again, it's Madison. He'll manage only a couple. Zaire Franklin that time, there for the tackle. Here's 3rd and 7. Throwing is Minshew.
Really nice job here, not only avoiding the rush on 3rd down, but quickly finding that crease, get downfield, and he's able to pick up the 1st down.
1st and 10. Here's a run with Abdullah. He'll take this down to the 47. Zaire Franklin that time, there for the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 6. On the handoff, it's Madison. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
Converted twice on 3rd down already on this drive. Now can they do it for a 3rd time? Over the middle, that's the tight end, Bowers. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, than on 3rd down or critical moments. That's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
They'll go here with Madison. And that's good run support on the edge. Nice tackle out wide. That'll hold them to a gain of 2. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Here's Minshew. That's caught by Abdullah. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point. And now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive would be a bit of a letdown.
That one never got started. Too much defensive pressure. They drop him in the backfield.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike, I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
So after the loss on first, here's 2nd and 14. A run here with Abdullah. Open space inside the 10. And he will not be quite able to stretch the ball out. They're going to mark him down after that huge run all the way to the 1.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. 1st down and goal. They'll run with Madison. No, he's not going to get in. In fact, they've shoved him backwards.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
They'll try to run this one in. Trying to push the pile forward. He didn't even get to the 1-yard line. They stop him short. No gain.
I typically like to see the play-action pass on the early downs, Mike. Now they find themselves on 3rd down. The defense is more prepared for the pass. They get stopped twice with the run. Do they go back to it a 3rd time and take their chances?
They'll run. And he is not going to get in. They make the tackle at the line of scrimmage. And that's going to bring up 4th and goal.
How about this for a goal line stand, Mike? Your back's against the wall, back-to-back plays you hold tight. They set themselves up here to defend a 4th and goal try.
So instead of going for the 1st down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. Carlson's kick is good. And the Raiders are able to put up 3 and cut into the lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through and they get 3.
Back out is Carlson following the made field goal. And he sends this kickoff away. Anthony Gould now to return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Colts offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this 2nd half. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, try to add to it. It begins with 1st down. From the gun, Richardson. That one complete to Pierce. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
Here's Richardson. Gonna keep this himself. And he'll get them 5 yards closer, but now 3rd down coming up.
And these are body blows on any defense. This quarterback has the ability to make guys miss and do a lot of damage in the run game, and that's a nice pickup there.
Here's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for this. It's Taylor. The Colts about set to punt. The Raiders offense back onto the field for their next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back, and in some of these coverage units, when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
On the ground, Abdullah. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half, the defense is going to give you some friendly run looks. So don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
On first down, a run with Madison. He'll get about 2. Zaire Franklin that time, there for the tackle. Second down and 8. They'll throw out of the gun. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line. Third and long. Minshew gonna look to throw. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
The Raiders have their punt team out there as they are forced to kick for the 6th time today. Now a fair catch, and he'll take it at about the 24-yard line. The Colts offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll start out first down and 10. Off the zone read, this is Richardson. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
The quarterback could have handed it. He could have kept it himself. I don't really think either option would have turned out much different. Great job by the defense having a plan for the running back and a plan for the quarterback, and they're able to force that carry for no gain.
Richardson will give it to Taylor. And that should be enough. He works his way forward to pick up a first down.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on second down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
Richardson to throw it here on first down. That's the tight end, Mo Alley Cox. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
Well, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there. And that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Looking to throw, Richardson. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
On 2nd down, Richardson. That one into the hands of Downs. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's a run by Taylor. The Colts about to kick this one away, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And this is going to work out for them. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. The visitors' offense, and Gardner Minshew going to take over once again. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're going to try to keep it going. Man in motion here is Tucker. Minshew now to throw on 1st and 10. And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
Well, give him some credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away, picks up a little bit of yardage, but at least he avoids taking that shot.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll toss this one out to Madison. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. They'll try and throw with Minshew. He's got a man. That's Myers. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run Abdullah. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So, 3 quarters now in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? The shotgun, a throw for Minshew. He's going to let one go, looking for Myers.
If you want to be a top-notch NFL DB, of course, yes, the athleticism is a given, but it's really, you have to be instinctive. The instincts are what allow you to maximize those physical skills, and you saw them on full display right here, leading in the big-time breakup.
The Raiders send their punt team out. And he's going to be hit and dropped right away. That's great coverage there. Winds up with nothing on the return. Here's the Indianapolis offense. Now as they get set to take over once more, they'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Here's Richardson. In trouble, and down he goes.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Richardson. He'll get that one to Taylor, complete. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Richardson. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
On 1st and 10, here's Richardson. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Throwing on 2nd down, Richardson. Looking middle, and he's got downs.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass, get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop. It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
They'll go play action. It's Richardson. And they get to him and finally bring him down. It will go down as a sack.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection.
On the give, this is Taylor. It'll be a pickup of 10. That's good for a Colts 1st down.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll stay with Taylor on the ground. And a nice run there on 1st down, getting 8. Setting up 2nd and 2. Zone read, it's a give to Taylor. And the Colts are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the 1st down.
Marked down at the 6. Here now, 2nd down and goal. Again, it'll be Taylor. And the defense stiffening here. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. 3rd and goal coming up.
Give credit to this defense, Mike. Their back's against the wall, and they're standing tall so far. Nothing on those first 2 runs. We'll see what the offense has in store now as they bring up 3rd down.
3rd and goal. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. Under pressure, and down he goes. They've got him back at the 10.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be 1 step ahead of them.
Matt Gay coming on for this field goal try. This about as short as you can get. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Colts add on to their lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
After the field goal, back out is Gay to kick this one off. Laube now to return it. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Raiders offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. The drive starts with a run by Madison. He is met and dropped. Good defense. Loss of a couple on that play.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
From the gun, here's Minshew. He'll push this one downfield for Bowers.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
To the air on 3rd down, it's Minshew. Here's a screen set up for Abdullah. That screen goes for 12, and that's a 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Throwing on 1st and 10, it's Minshew. This one into the hands of Marshall. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the first down.
On the give, this is Madison. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. They'll stick with Madison. With good blocking leading the way, he's got the first down inside the 25.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Marshall is on the move. Here's Minshew now on 1st and 10. He's got it inside the 5. And he's going to be taken down.
And this is what the offense needed. Now, after that last completion, you still trail here in the 4th quarter. You need scores, and you need scores fast, so they cannot take their time. I wouldn't be surprised to get them right back up on the line of scrimmage and try to score here now that it's 1st and goal.
Ball sitting on the 3. It is 1st down and goal. Here's a run. And he will score. Game on. Alexander Madison. Touchdown, Vegas. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Carlson now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Raiders are back within 6. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. Here's Gould on the return. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Colts offense and running back Jonathan Taylor set to take over once more. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. Here's 1st and 10. Putting the tight end in motion. They'll start this on the ground. It's Taylor. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
4th quarter, you find yourself protecting a 1-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple possession game. That's the balance this play caller is dealing with right now.
Well, they weren't going to get him the second time with the same back. Defense all over that one. They stop him for no gain.
The integrity of the defense, Mike, is based on every defender holding their gap. That's exactly what we saw out of this defensive tackle. Not only did he hold his gap, he's able to shed his block and make the play.
A 2nd down throw for Richardson. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
They face 2nd down and 7. Off the play fake, it's Richardson. This throw right side, pulled in by Pittman. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big gain.
On play action, Richardson. There's that man again, another catch.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. That's to the left side and taken in by Downs. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick, because that ball is coming out.
He'll check this one down to Taylor. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike, you never go broke taking a profit. And give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back allow him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
Here's Taylor. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Jonathan Taylor, touchdown Colts. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Richardson and the Colts come to the line. They'll try to tack on 2 more. Now a toss, running left, it's Taylor. And he finds his way to the end zone again. Scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend the lead. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Abdullah now to return. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Raiders offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. They'll come up for 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Bowers. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. They've got all 3 timeouts left, but need to score quick. It's 1st and 10. He'll go right back to Bowers. He's got it again. These two moving the chains themselves. A gain of 14 and a 1st down.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark. Just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
To the right side, hauled in by Myers.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
And now the referee looks like he has gotten word from replay. They're going to stop the game inside the last 2 minutes. All replays emanate from there. So that is what you want. I know sometimes it takes time, but they do get it right, and this call will stand. They'll drop to throw. He completes it to Marshall. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. That is a worrisome development here late in the game. Here's 1st down. To throw once more. Here's Minshew. They'll try to set up the screen here. And the Raiders have got a 1st and goal. He's out of bounds at the 4-yard line. A gain there of 13 yards.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
He's got his big tight end, Brock Bowers. Touchdown, Raiders. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
Well, that was step 1. The offense did their job, get this thing back within 1 possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
Now Carlson to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Raiders will cut the deficit to 7. They've got just the 2 timeouts remaining, so they'll line up and take their chances right here with an onside kick.
With the rule changes on kickoff, Mike, it's just so hard to really expect to recover an onside kick nowadays. There's a lot of people pushing for kind of a radical change to this. Hey, can we make it 4th and 15? Offense gets the go. If they convert it, they keep the ball. I'm not sure that ever happens, but we can see here an onside kick. Not much of a chance.
The Colts offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. They'll have a short field, looking to build on the lead. So they come to the line for first down and 10. They'll run out of the gun. It's Taylor. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down. They'll go again here with Taylor. And he's got it. First down. A pickup of 4. Now the Raiders going to use their third and final timeout. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee. So it's a win for the Colts. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Colts, winners here in the Circle City, as we say so long from Indianapolis.